Hey folks, welcome back to Challenged. It's been a little bit over 5 years now since I started my experiment where I took a mortgage out on my house. I took a $200,000 mortgage on my house, which represented 1/3 of its value. And I invested that money into the stock market. This was back, it was starting in 2020. So it was right after the flash crash. So it was a great time to do this. Anyway, I invested it into the market, bought a bunch of stocks and baby bonds and preferreds, and just wanted it to make that mortgage payment so that after the period of time that the loan is, then I have a nice big portfolio that's just completely paid off. It's my own, and it's just another income source. So I took a $200,000 loan on my house with a 30-year term, fixed rate, 3.125%. So it's a nice low rate that's locked in for a long period of time. And then, of course, invested it into the market. And I was a bit slow to invest. I just kind of trickled in over time, didn't know what the market was going to be doing. So unfortunately, I was kind of chasing the up market, but still got a lot of good buys. Eventually, it probably took me about 2 years. I got everything invested into the market. So here are all the stocks that I have. Like I said, some common stocks, some preferred stocks, some baby bonds, but this is what I am invested in. And it does change over time a little bit because a lot of what I have are preferreds and baby bonds, and those do sometimes have, you could call it expiration dates, or the price of them gets high enough that I sell them and then I buy into something that has a lower price. So let's look at the numbers because honestly that's the most important and interesting part of this entire thing. So I took out a mortgage of $200,000. There were some fees associated with it, so I had $197,460 that I could actually invest. Well, at this point, because I have been invested 100% for quite a while, and I bring in more monthly dividends and interest than my mortgage payment, I am up to $209,814 that is invested. So that represents 106.3% of total investable funds. So I'm over 100%. That's awesome. The annual dividend that kicks off of that is $17,205.50. And of course, if you divide that by 12 to get it monthly, it's $1,433.79, which represents 167.4% of my mortgage, my monthly mortgage amount that I owe, which is $856.75. So I'm far outpacing what the mortgage costs, which is the whole point of this thing. And I've got plenty left over that do pay any taxes that come along. My tax rate changes from year to year because my income changes from year to year. So I can't tell you exactly what it is right now until I actually do all of my taxes. However, there's plenty here to cover it, plus more that I get to reinvest and then grow the account. Today I wanted to take a look at what it has done over time. So we're going to look at the portfolio value, the amount owed on my mortgage still, as well as the annual dividend that is thrown off of this whole thing. So let's look at it over 4 different time periods. Thankfully now I'm starting to get some longer term data. So if we go back to February of 2023, the portfolio value was $200,641. The mortgage owed was $188,805. And the dividends that it kicked off was $15,074. We go to September of 2023, the portfolio value actually went down. And of course, that's always a function of whatever the market is at that time. So it was $193,963. However, I've been paying on that mortgage, so my mortgage amount due was down to $186,229. But my annual dividends were up $16,329. October of 2024, my portfolio value is way up now because, well, the market's up. $219,593. Again, been paying the mortgage, so it's down to $181,320. And my annual dividends are up $16,969. And then as of today, the portfolio value is $222,789. The mortgage owed is down to $177,823. And the annual dividend is $17,205. So it's been interesting. Over those 4 time periods, the annual dividend has constantly increased. The amount owed on my house has constantly decreased, which it should. And the value of that portfolio is just a function of whatever the market is at that particular time. So it has fluctuated. I mean, it's up right now, but tomorrow we could have it down a little bit. The point is, the value doesn't really matter at this point. What matters is how much is owed on this, and it keeps going down, and how much income I'm bringing in on this, and it keeps going up. So far, this is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, and we're 5 years, a little over 5 years into this thing. So I still have 25 years until the whole thing is paid off, but the neat thing with any mortgage that you take out is, well, I shouldn't say it's neat. It's great for the banks because all of the interest is really front loaded. And as time goes on, you pay more and more principal each month. And so if you've ever played with like a spreadsheet or made one and just looked over time periods, could be every year or every 5 years, every 10 years, to see how does that increase over time. The further you get into your mortgage, the more money gets put towards principal. So it speeds up. And that's going to be the neat part of this is every year that gap between most likely the value of these stocks to what's owed on these stocks is just going to keep widening. Even if the value doesn't go up, the other side of it goes down. And if the trend continues, the annual dividend that I'm getting should go up as well because I am reinvesting some of those profits that come off of this that exceed that tax bill as well as the mortgage payment. This whole thing is a 30-year experiment. So I am 5 years into it. I still got 25 years to go. That is a long time. Planning to keep on making these videos because I think the numbers are just interesting. Again, would this work today? I've made a video about that, and I would say no, or it would be extremely challenging. The only reason it works is I got that incredibly low interest rate on my mortgage. And then, of course, inflation happened, which drove interest rates up, and I am far exceeding what I need for this. So far, this whole thing is working out really, really well. Not saying that it could be a success, not saying that I'd recommend it for anyone else. I just like to do these types of experiments because I'm weird. Thank you guys for watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button down below as well as subscribe. Stay challenged, my friends.